hope you're doing well today. This is the Flash Briefing. My name is Drew Creekmer, I'm a wealth advisor at Creekmer Wealth, and today I'm joined by Connor, who is one of our advisors in our Central Illinois office locations. And we are going to talk about a topic that is really important to good financial health, but it's especially important now as we're seeing rising prices in all areas of life, and that's cash flow management. So we'll dive into that topic in a second, but before we do, Connor, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. My son was born a few weeks ago, so there's been some changes and adjustments, but he's doing good. He's just a chill little guy so far. He hasn't been too hard to work with.
Well, let's hope that continues, but I have to imagine you are adjusting the cash flow with all those diapers and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, we've definitely had to adjust and change the way we spend our money and the way we live a little. But here at Creeper Wealth, we always talk about life changes, and we need to make a plan that adjusts and changes with that. So, my wife and I are really getting to live that out right now.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Well, good deal. Well, hey, let's hop into it. I know you wrote a blog post on this topic a few days ago, so make sure to include that here at the body of the email. We would also say if you are looking for other tips and tricks, ways to find extra dollars in your budget or to save on things that you're purchasing, we would tell you to check out below under the median. It is a YouTube channel that we've partnered with. They're clients of ours who have done an incredible job building a really, really helpful YouTube channel to kind of dive into more of those day-to-day living ways in which that you can save here or there and build a strong financial foundation. So we'll include a link to their YouTube channel as well for you to check out. So Connor, let's talk about this. What is cash flow management? In my opinion, whenever I've heard that in the past, I've automatically thought, oh, that's a budget. And so can you talk about, from a high level, what is cash flow management? Is it a budget? Is it a collection of tips and tricks? What is it?
Yeah. So cash flow management, like you said, your first thought is usually a budget, but that's not exactly what it is. A budget's a type of cash flow management, but simply put, cash flow management is just knowing how much money you have going in and how much money you have coming out. So your income versus your expenses, and having a sort of clear view about where your money is going. And it's really important with financial planning because for us to be able to build a plan, we need to know how much you have coming in and how much you have available to you to be able to invest and how much expenses you need to be able to cover.
Sure. And that makes sense. I've been doing this long enough now, which makes me feel very old. I just said that out loud. But I've been doing this long enough now that I've seen enough people come through. There are those who know their numbers, and then there are those who don't. And typically those who know their numbers, so they know how much they have coming in, how much they have going out, they typically have a very strong financial foundation. And so we always encourage people to say, hey, the very first step is to know your numbers. And so cash flow management is at the cornerstone of that. So Connor, I know you kind of talked about some ways in which people could implement cash flow management if they aren't already doing so. Can you kind of walk us through what some of those tools are that people should maybe check out?
Yeah, so like you had mentioned, the first one is a budget, and if that works for you, that's a great way to go. So we're in this era where we have technology, we have apps on our side to be able to help us. So there's a number of apps that you might have heard of, things like Mint, YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, or Every Dollar from Dave Ramsey are all great options. They range in being free to costing a little bit of money. Maybe you're somebody who likes to build it out on your own, so you have a spreadsheet. Like the Google spreadsheets have a great template to go off of. And then maybe you like to just write it all out by hand. And so budgeting is definitely an option. If budgeting's been stressful and overwhelming for you in the past, you could go with cash flow, a different form of cash flow management called a conscious spending plan. And I personally use this and I love this method. You automate, so you track your expenses for a month, you track your income for a month, and then you set up automatic savings, you set up automatic withdrawals for your fixed expenses, and then whatever left over, you can use to spend that. So it gives you freedom to be able to have guilt-free spending, knowing that your savings and your fixed expenses are automatically covered.
Yeah. And I think you hit on what is, once you know your numbers, I think that automation step is the next key step that a lot of people don't necessarily take. But we found that that is the best way to ensure that you're doing the things that are necessary to build those long-term wealth and help you achieve those goals. And so, Connor, one other thing I just thought of, we have been doing this for multiple decades now. And so we've been trying to build a platform to help people build strong foundational aspects of their financial life. And as you mentioned, with technology, that's helped us kind of get there. Can you talk to us about the platform that we have been working on and we're getting ready to drop here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah. So We are calling it the CWA Blueprint Elements platform. So we're focusing on the elements of financial planning and laying a financial foundation that cause you to be able to achieve your financial goals well. And this really dives into the different aspects of your day-to-day financial life. So think about if you went to a doctor and you said, "Doc, I'm having some, heart problems. I don't know what's going on." He would go in and diagnose where you're at. He would take your heartbeat. He would take your blood pressure, and then he would write out a plan to help you try to get those numbers to a healthier spot. And we're doing sort of the same thing with that. So within this, you'll be tracking your savings rate, your burn rate. Your liquid term is just a word for how much money you have saved that you can access. And we're tracking that, and we're writing a plan out to be able to build that rate out and be able to build those financial foundations and elements well to cause you to have a good springboard towards your financial goals.
Yeah. Yeah, we think it's going to be a great program. If you're trying to build a strong foundation and you maybe just think, hey, you know what, it'd be great to have a helping hand, that is where our Elements platform is really going to be able to come alongside you and partner with you to help you learn how to know your numbers and then how to interpret those numbers and apply those learnings to your financial life to help you take those steps to building wealth and achieving the financial goals that you have. And so at the end of the day, we would encourage all of you, first and foremost, know your numbers, dive into your cash flow. But if you want a helping hand, we're here to help you in whichever way we can. Connor and his team are a great resource over on the Elements side of things, and they would love to help you out with that. So thanks for your time. Hope you learned a thing or two. And if you have any questions, we'd love to chat with you and kind of dive into how we can help you achieve those financial goals. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.